Hey everyone, I'm Nick.
I'm Vic.
And we're NV Board Gaming. This week on our Try This series, we're going to change it up a little bit. Now we're going to recommend games for readers and that people like storytelling. We have been doing like games, if you like modern classics like Dominoes and Yahtzee and stuff like that. This week we're going to throw a little curveball and do some things that revolve around storytelling. And we have a list here that we're going to go off of. We broke it into categories, so we're going to do 4 categories each. My first category is going to be family. So these you could bring the family to. You can bring the family to play Mice and Mystics. Mice and Mystics is a good cooperative, really high production game for the family. Kids love that game. And another one kids love, which is probably the
cutest,
on our list, is Stuffed Fables.
Mm-hmm.
So definitely a good one to recommend for a family that likes storytelling.
If you enjoy solving crimes and discovering mysteries and detective genre of books, we have Sherlock Holmes Consulting Detective. We also have MYTHOS Tales and Detective City of Angels as our picks for games that are detective themed.
Maybe you want to be a sleuth, but you don't want the theme of a crime or something like that. Escape room games would be a good topic. We have adventure games, and they have 2 out that I know of. They have the Dungeon and Monochrome. We also have one that we have on our shelf still and haven't played. It is called Escape Tales: The Awakening.
Looking forward to that one.
Yes.
So if you enjoy the scary, spooky part of detective games, the suspense or maybe the stabby murder, you would enjoy the horror genre. This is our picks for games that fit in that category. First up, Mansions of Madness. This game has amazing app integration, really great detailed minis, and it's a fun cooperative game trying to solve mysteries. There's crazy stuff that can happen to you. Definitely check that one out. Betrayal at House on the Hill, and we have ARKHAM Horror.
Nice. Next one we have is Choose Your Own Adventure. This could fit a lot of categories, but you're going to notice that a lot of these could fit different categories. We can put them. Mansions of Madness can fit in a different category too, but we just pick the most applicable to us. So don't take that. You can just say, hey, that's a cooperative too. We have a cooperative genre listed. I know Mansions of Madness is cooperative, but it's a horror genre, so we put it in the horror as well. And we're not going to repeat them, So this one's Choose Your Own Adventure. The first one on my list actually has the title Choose Your Own Adventure in it. It's Choose Your Own Adventure, House of Danger. Next one we have is Tales of Arabian Nights. It's the most classic on our list. Straight up storytelling 101. It is more of a storytelling game with a board. King's Dilemma is the most adult-themed on our list, not a family game. Very harsh decisions to make, very tough decisions, but you choose your own way through that story. Seventh Continent, very popular newer game, almost like an open world type game. Seventh Continent, very popular. Tainted Grail is our last one on my Choose Your Own Adventure.
Am I the only one who would choose an adventure and then kind of go back on it if I didn't like what happened?
Maybe in Gloomhaven scenarios?
Maybe.
The town or the city?
We do that, maybe.
Like, this road adventure was terrible. Let's just not do that.
We have cooperative games. As Nick mentioned, we may have said some games that were cooperative.
Sure.
But this one is just straight up cooperative games that have amazing stories. So first up, Forgotten Waters, a pirate-themed game.
Pirate, you say?
There's an amazing app. If you're tired of reading stuff yourself, this app has amazing voice actors that will read the story for you. You get to create different characters, and really, you can even fill in like a Mad Libs style for the characters. So that's a lot of fun. This War of Mine, not so fun, very depressing game. But if you like real life...
Fun depressing.
It'll wear you down. But that's
Grim.
Cooperative. It's very grim, and people are trying to work together in that one. Medora, Time Stories, which is a cool time travel game, different modules, so the game never gets old because you'll always get to try a plethora of different stories in that one, and it's never the same thing. Going through a story, doing it all over again, sounds more fun than it's more fun than it sounds. So you wouldn't think you'd want to do something all over again, but it's got a neat kind of concept. and Sleeping Gods, which is the latest by Ryan Lockett game. He does the same Above and Below, Near and Far, and he has a new one, which we should have looked up before we said this, but it's Now and Then, or Now or Never. Yeah.
Now or Never.
Now or Never.
That one isn't out yet, but yeah, that's another one.
It'll
in
follow
that
the
series.
same, yeah.
Yeah, that's the next one in line after Near and Far for that.
And
series.
Sleeping Gods is probably the newest game on that list.
On this entire list, yeah. And it's open world too, so that one's pretty cool. Check that one out. You did skip over Medora really quickly. I'm just gonna give it a little love.
Much about it.
Yeah, I'm just gonna give it a little love because this thing gets an 8.7 on BGG. So yeah, you might want to check that one out. But it's not. I don't think it's really gonna be a family type thing. Last one for me. Vic has one more. Character driven, and she just mentioned two of them: Near and Far, Above and Below. So those two, character driven, more so character driven than Sleeping Gods, where it's not necessarily, that's just, like I said, more open world. These are more character driven. You're building out a character. And the last one on my list for character driven is Call to Adventure, which is like a fantasy themed character driven.
Finally, we have legacy games. These are games where you only play them one time and then they're done, which is kind of a crazy thing to think about with a board game. The only exception on the list is Clank Legacy, which you are actually building a game you're going to get a chance to play as a game you've designed, where the choices you made are really meaningful and they'll shape the game that you'll eventually end up with. So first up, Pandemic Legacy. There's season 1, 2, and 0. 0 is the newest one. We have not played that one yet, but we did 1 and 2, and boy, was that an interesting and tough game. Really, really cool. If you like Pandemic, you'll enjoy Pandemic Legacy. Legacy of Dragonholt, another legacy-style game where you get to build something up, destroy pieces. Betrayal Legacy. Same thing, and Clank Legacy, as I mentioned, really interesting game of adventure, collecting artifacts. It's kind of cooperative, but it's not, because it's really everybody for themselves, and you can end up being left behind. And it's kind of funny how things you get to draw cubes from this bag with a cool dragon on it, and it represents a dragon attack.
It's the only thing I can think of where it's not really cooperative, but you kind of have like a little gentleman's agreement at the table, like let's get this story. It really enforces you to kind of like semi-cooperative almost.
But you are trying to win by getting the most victory points. So there is a cutthroat nature. You're building up your expertise level as an associate. You want to try to get promoted and be the best associate for the company that you can be. So definitely check those out. It's a cool concept, and we've put together a great list here of games that are story driven. Let us know in the comments below what your favorite genre of book is and what game you think best fits that genre. We will see you next time. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more awesome recommendations. We'll see you next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye.